Hello, I'm Gabe, and I'm here to talk to you about why you should start saving for retirement. So, first of all, retirement is, it may seem to a lot of people like it's far away, especially, if you're in your early teens, definitely then, but even up to your 20s and 30s, retirement always seems like it's still far away. But what I'm here to say is that the best way or the best idea when thinking about saving for retirement is to save as early as possible. Now, the moment you get a job, the moment you start gaining money and you have a good income, that's a good point to start, taking a fraction of what you're making or a percentage of that and then just putting it directly into your retirement fund and saving it, right? And the payoff for this is that once you've once you've actually retired, you gain all the money that you put into retirement and then a little bit extra as well because you've put you get interest, right? So if you find a bank with a good interest rate or a good retirement interest rate, then you'll get a little bit more back when you get your retirement fund. So, some things that, I'm going to start off with reasons why you might not want to save for retirement. So, first of all, one of the reasons might be that, it is too early. Like I just mentioned, you might feel like retirement's still far away, so you don't really feel like you need to start doing anything for that. Now, my counter to this is that, again, the earlier you start saving, the more you make. Right? So if you start saving later, sure, you'll have a little bit for retirement, but you won't have enough. Or not enough. You won't have as much as you could have had if you'd started saving earlier. Makes sense, right? So that's you want as much money as possible so that once you've retired and you're not working anymore, you can just relax. Now, another reason why you might not want to save for retirement right now is that you don't have a very high income, which is a very reasonable factor. Now, my counter to this is that even if you don't have a very high income, anything you could spare can just be put into retirement, right? You don't have to put a lot in, but even if just a little bit, you can build up to it later or if you get more income later. But you start off small, maybe like if you have $50 that you aren't going to use, if you just do all your calculations for how much you need till your next payday, you can take out an appropriate amount, put that into retirement so you still have enough left for the week or for several weeks, however long it takes. And that way you don't need to put a lot in, but you can just put enough in so that you're actually putting something in. So another problem that might be in the way is that you personally just don't think you have the time to put that in, and that's another reason. I mean, people sometimes don't have a lot of time. However, my counter to this is that you actually do have time, because to put some money aside for retirement really doesn't take that much time. All you have to do, for instance, actually, you might, if you don't want to constantly have to remember to put in some money for retirement, you could just ask your bank to take out a fraction of your paycheck or your boss. You can ask them to take out a fraction of your paycheck and put that towards retirement automatically. That way you don't have to worry about it. Another thing is some bosses, some companies actually like it when you start saving for retirement early, so they might compensate you, and instead of taking a fraction out of your paycheck just to put that in retirement, they give you the full paycheck, and then they also give you the money for retirement. Happens sometimes. And it's a really great deal because now you're getting even more money. Even you're not able to use it yet, you're getting all the money that you would get normally, and then you're also getting some to put into retirement. And that's great, because now you have more money for retirement and more money now. So, those three reasons, or those three problems can be solved pretty easily. Now, some more reasons why you should start saving for retirement. Once you retire, you need money, right? Because you're not always going to have enough money built up. And your retirement fund is just a great way to have a cushion to fall back on once you retire. You want to have a stable source of income that can, last you. Now, another alternative, or not really an alternative, but a thing you could also do on top of this, or just aside, instead of putting aside for a retirement fund, you could also invest, which is a less guaranteed form of money, but it does have the potential to be more, like a lot more than what you put in. So you put in $100 every month, and if you're investing, then you have the chance, or you have the opportunity to get back maybe 5% more than what you just put in, or than what you put in, which does stack up. So you're getting 5% cash back. That's pretty good. And then when you're investing, especially, you have the opportunity to get even more than that. That's just a basic estimate. Now, that honestly, the better you do, whether it's investing or in just putting in money for retirement, the more money you build up, the more you have for when you retire, the better off you'll be when you retire. Because, say, if you have grandkids or just kids in general, they need money, but you don't really, if you have enough money extra, you can just help them out with whatever they need, really, if you want. And if you want to go traveling or something, you have all this money set aside that you can do whatever you want with, because you don't have to do anything now. So that is a great example of what you could do with it. You could go traveling, you could use it to learn something if you want. It's all up to you, really. You just have all this free time to do what you want with this amount of money. So your goal is to build up as much money as possible in order to be able to, use it effectively, or do what you want. Now, as I was talking about, investing, that is probably the better choice. There are some ways that you can start investing, whether it's in a company coming up and you think that company might be successful. You buy shares, or I believe it's shares, of the company, and by giving them your money and giving them something to start off with, if they're successful, you get some of their earnings, depending on how many shares you have. Now that's a good way to get, that's a great way to get money, especially if the company is successful, right? More so than if you're putting in, just some money in for retirement. It's still great to put in money for retirement, but it's even better to put in money that could grow even bigger than just putting in some for retirement. You see what I'm saying? So, investing is great, but it also could have setbacks and you could lose money. So if you want a stable option for retirement, just put some aside for retirement. I'm talking put it in the bank and leave it there so you're not tempted to use it. And then when retirement comes around, when you finally retire, you have all this money, you can do whatever you want with, like I said. So yeah, that's all I've got to say on this matter, and hope you enjoyed.